Welcome to BCS Media.
And to Brown County Junior High School.
I'm Melissa.
I'm Julia.
Our guest today is Brown County's Junior High Assistant Principal, Athlete Director, Mr. Steele.
Thank you, ladies, for letting me be a part of your show this morning.
We are planning a series of programs to bring you school news and information. Our program today is about Mr. Steele.
Mr. Steele, tell us where you are originally from and where you went to high school and college.
I'm from northern Indiana, Noble County, which is about an hour north of Fort Wayne, so up pretty close to the Michigan border. I graduated from West Noble High School, and then I attended my college at Ball State University.
Awesome. Why did you choose education as a career?
Well, it's kind of interesting. Growing up, my mom ran a daycare out of her house. So we were surrounded by kids, and I have 3 other siblings, and all of them are in education. We had a daycare going on at the house. My dad was a custodian at the school. So we were super involved with school from the time before I even started school. So it just was a natural fit. I saw how much enjoyment that my family was getting out of being around kids, and then I was around kids growing up, and I just knew that it was my passion for life.
Mr. Steele, what experiences do you have at Brown County Schools, and how do you end up being our Assistant Junior High School Principal and Athletic Director?
Well, it's an interesting story on how I got here. In fact, it's a really long story, but I'll shorten it down for you guys. When I was a senior at college, I had a roommate who was going out to a job fair to try to get a teaching position. And when I graduated, my plan was when I graduated Ball State was to move back north so I could be close to where I grew up. And I had a friend who wanted to go to this job fair but was really nervous. So I said, hey, look, I'll go with you. And I went along with him just as kind of support. And I ran into a guy that some of you may know, and that's Mr. Killinger. And he's our high school principal now. So as I'm encouraging my friend and kind of helping him out in his interviews, in the meantime, I start conversation with Mr. Killinger. And little did I know, I was kind of interviewing for my first job at Nashville Elementary. And so I talked to Mr. Killinger for a while, and he convinced me to come down and take a look at Nashville. And I did, and I fell in love with it. So I started teaching at Nashville Elementary, and then I spent a year at the high school teaching special ed, and then I came to the junior high school as Assistant Principal Athletic Director.
That's cool. What are some of your goals for Brown County Junior High School and our athletic program?
I think for the junior high school, it's continuing to work strong with Mr. Garman to keep working on our PBIS initiative and really focusing on all the positive things that are happening here at the junior high school. I know sometimes we tend to focus a lot on the negative things, and it's nice that we're in this transition period where we're really trying to put an emphasis on the good things, the positive things that are happening here at our junior high school. As far as athletics, the goal is always to continue to create the most competitive teams that we possibly can, but at the same time, hiring those coaches that focus not only on the winning, but creating good role models, good citizens for our school.
Mr. Steele, what do you like best about being our Assistant Principal and Athletic Director?
Well, it's kind of interesting having 2 different roles, and that's what I love about it, is because I have that balance of athletics that I love, and I participated in athletics through my childhood and love that interaction with kids, being able to kind of see them go through those same experiences. But I also love working with students in the school and kind of students that might be struggling or having a hard time and figuring out things that we can do to help them along the way. So it's nice having that mixture of the 2 jobs.
Cool. What are some of the challenges of being the assistant principal and athletic director?
Well, they kind of go hand in hand. Having those 2 jobs, you never know when something's going to happen that's going to pull me away from one hat, and I have to put the other hat on. When an official calls at 3 o'clock saying I can't officiate the game tonight, and I have a student that I'm dealing with in my office, and I'm trying to figure out, okay, which one do I have to work on first? Do I finish up with the student, or do I make sure that everything's ready for the game tonight? So it's that constant juggle back and forth of making sure everything's ready for all of our athletic events and making sure everything's taken care of at school as well.
What do you think about your staff members and coaching staff?
Thankfully, that makes my job a lot easier. I think if you look around, we have the greatest teachers of any school around us. And when we have teams that come and participate in athletics at our schools and our fields. I'm pleased to see that I think we also have the best coaches around. And that helps my job a lot, knowing that I can send kids on the road to other schools and that they're going to be in great hands, and the coaches that are going with them are positive role models.
How do you think teaching has changed since you were in the classroom?
Well, it hasn't been that long since I was in the classroom, just a few years ago. But I think in that short period of time, you have seen a big change in the stress of standardized testing. And I think everyone across the state would agree that that's probably been the biggest change that's happened in our classrooms.
Mr. Steele, on a personal note, can you tell us a little bit more about you?
Sure. Like I said, I attended Ball State University, and during my freshman year of college, that's where I met my current wife, Allison. And 3 years ago, we had our first child, Maeve. And just 2 weeks ago, we had our second child, Lachlan. So we're happy to have our fourth member of our family come in, and we enjoy being outside as much as possible. Not Lachlan yet, because he's too little, but I'm sure he will once the springtime rolls around. And as a family, we love spending time outside. I love hunting and fishing and just being outdoors as much as possible.
Cool. Mrs. Steele, thank you for being on our program.
Hey, thank you. I hope you guys have a great day.
And thank you for watching our program. I'm Alyssa.
I'm Julia. And remember,
It's a great day to be an Eagle.